we advise this audience that this webinar will be recorded and that its recording will be published on the website and YouTube channel of the project Remourban. So, dear participants, dear speakers, dear organizers, let me welcome you all to our second dissemination webinar organized under the umbrella of the project Remourban. My name is Mathieu Grosjean, and I will introduce and moderate this webinar. Murat Karabatur is head of mobile solutions at Olcsan Technology. He will give an insight into the smart city information platform named City on Cloud and implemented in the city of Tepebashi, municipality of Eskişehir. Maria Luisa Mirantes is project manager at Xeridia. She will present us the ICT platform implemented in Valladolid and the global ICT platform gathering the data of the 3 lighthouse cities of Remourban and the way this data is processed. Finally, we will close this webinar with a session of questions and answers. So I work for a German organization called Steinbeis-Europa-Zentrum, which provides consultancy services in the field of innovation management. Our role within the project Remourban is to manage the project's intellectual property assets and to support the market deployment of a set of solutions validated and demonstrated in the cities of Valladolid, Tepebashi and Nottingham. Remourban is the smart city project which is financed by the European Commission under the umbrella of its Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Funding Programme. If you are interested in Remourban solutions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. We will be glad to advise you. Should you want to get a first-hand impression of what these solutions are all about, we recommend you to visit our website. The technological and non-technological solutions successfully validated and demonstrated in Valladolid, Tepebashi and Nottingham are presented in the form of ready-to-download information packages, or info packs, as we like to call them. Here you have in front of your eyes on the slide different type of information packages that are already available. Today's session brings together guest speakers from Spain and Turkey. Both of them are experts in their areas, and most importantly, they are the right contact partner within their respective companies to start exploring commercial, technical and/or research cooperations. The central goal of the project Remourban is to demonstrate that the transformation of a contemporary city into the smart city of the future can be ensured and optimized following a tailor-made plan of interventions in the areas of district retrofitting, urban mobility and ICT. The smart city platforms developed by Xeridia and Olcsan are a decisive element to make that transformation possible. They can be understood as data management tools. Our guest speakers will develop this idea further. At this point, it's enough for you to know that these solutions work at different aggregation levels, global and local, and that they not only manage data, but they process it to generate valuable information for policy and decision makers in cities. As you might notice, your microphone has been muted. This is to prevent any interruption while the speakers carry out their presentation. As the topic of today's agenda are presented, you may have comments or questions for our speakers. If that is your case, please don't hesitate to write them down in the everyone's chat box. I will collect them during the course of the presentations and ask them aloud to our speakers in the dedicated questions and answers session at the end of this webinar. So, let's get started. The first to go is Murat Karabatur from Olcsan. Murat, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Matthew. Hello to everybody. Let me take the control here first. Okay. I will start with a quote from the famous author and management consultant, Peter Drucker. He said, if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. To make cities smarter, the first step is to collect data. But this is not enough. The collected data also needs to be converted into useful information. So the main job and objective of the Tepebaşı Smart City Information Platform is to present the measured data so that the municipality can improve on the energy use and consumption. The platform is monitoring a whole set of data from various devices, sensors, and smart city applications. We are the local platform for Tepebaşı, and we sent this part of the collected data to the global ICT platform as well for the Remourban project. Our platform, called City on Cloud, is implemented as a platform of platforms, meaning that it is connected and integrated with different applications implemented in Tepebaşı in order to make the operators' life easier to monitor and manage all of these applications from one place. It is designed in a modular fashion so that other applications can be added later on as well. City on Cloud, we call it COC in short, collects data from the building management system, energy monitoring system for electric meters, solar panel system, vehicle tracking system, e-bike management system, and last but not least from the smart street lighting system. For energy monitoring, COC is connected to a building management system. The BMS takes care of the thermal energy monitoring, thermal comfort, and heating and ventilation AC controls. COC collects data, raw data from the BMS, and processes the raw data to calculate the important energy indicators. COC is hosted on the cloud, hence the name of the platform. Using your username and password, you can securely access the platform from any computer or mobile device connected to the internet. On the main page, a dashboard will give the user an overview of the total energy consumption. There are a total of 17 buildings managed in Tepebaşı demo sites. The user can see total energy consumption as well as dig into each building and monitor energy use per building within the dashboard. An operation map of the demo site shows the location of each building and allows the user manage each building separately. For example, each thermostat within the buildings can be accessed from here. Under the climate control screens, the user can view the layout of the building and see the location of the thermostats and access the sensor data for each of these buildings. We monitor both thermal and electrical energy consumption of the buildings. We are collecting data from the calorimeters and electricity meters periodically. But this data needs to be summarized for the user so that the managers can see what's going on with the energy consumption in each of the buildings or in total. For example, here we see the thermal energy consumption for one of the buildings for over a year. And in orange, we see the heating energy, and in blue, we see the cooling energy. In winter months, we see the trend for heating going up and then down towards spring, and in summer, we see the cooling energy going up. The user can also actually go into the detailed view for this thermal energy consumption and investigate what has happened at more specific times. Here in this view, the user has the option to zoom in and out of the heating and cooling data. For electric energy consumption, COC is integrated with the MOCMS, the energy monitoring platform for electric meters. The platform user can also view. Oops. I skipped too much. You have to go back, Matthew. Should I give the control back to you? But okay, this is good. The platform user can view total electric consumption for a specific period or select buildings to view its electric consumption. Within the COC, the status of each electric meter can also be seen, whether it's online or offline, like this one case here in red. For solar energy, the COC is integrated with the solar panel system, and here you can monitor the solar energy produced by the solar panels implemented at Tepebaşı demo site. The energy produced can be seen on a daily, monthly, or yearly basis. For example, we have a view of the month of June on the screen. In terms of mobility, within the COC, we are monitoring electric buses, hybrid cars, and electric bikes. COC is integrated with the fleet management system to monitor the e-buses and the cars. Many parameters of the vehicles can be monitored from the COC, including the speed odometer, as well as the live location of the vehicle. So we track the location real time, but we can also see past locations and routes taken as a of the car, for example, as seen as a heat map here on the lower right image. For the e-buses, we also collect battery charge level and consumption information so that we can measure the savings obtained by switching to e-bus from traditional diesel engine buses. We also collect data from the e-bus charging stations and monitor the total electricity used by the e-buses. There are also 3 e-bike rental locations and 30 e-bikes implemented at Tepebaşı within Remourban, as you can see here in the images. COC is integrated with the e-bike system to monitor all of these e-bikes and rental locations, each with 15 corresponding charging and docking stations. You can see here the rental locations and the bike path between these locations. Last, there is a smart streetlight application implemented at Tepebaşı demo site. This is done using the Olcsan smart streetlight solution called Agassi. With Agassi, we are controlling 44 lamps at demo site. The system supports 3 different modes: manual, schedule-based, and sensor-dependent modes. In the sensor-dependent mode, the system acts autonomous, and when there is no movement detected, it dims the lights to 20% level, providing an additional 80% of savings. When a person walks outside, this is detected by motion sensors, and the lamps in that area are brightened to 100% level, so that the person can walk safely in that area. Why smart street lighting? First of all, upgrading to LED can provide around 40% of savings. But with a smart system, this can be increased to 80 to 90% through additional savings. It also gives or improves citizen satisfaction through better safety and security. The savings include both the consumption, lower consumption, as well as on the lighting system maintenance as well. And the lighting infrastructure as a backbone serves as a backbone for IoT applications, for example, to collect weather or pollution information or traffic conditions, etc. As a result, we believe that smart lighting solutions are one of the best ways for cities to become smart cities. This is only one of the many ways of making cities smarter and greener. So this is all from me, Matthew. Thanks for listening. I pass it back to you.
Thank you, Murat. Okay, so let's now learn from Maria Luisa about the local ICT platform implemented in Valladolid and the global ICT platform gathering the data of the 3 lighthouse cities of Remourban, Tepebashi, Nottingham, and Valladolid. Maria Luisa?
Hi, thanks, Mathieu. Good morning, all. Thanks for your time here. Okay. Okay, so the following chart shows Remourban global ICT infrastructure with the global ICT platform as a central component. Local ICT platforms from Valladolid, Nottingham, and Tepebashi send the whole data set of variables coming from the local monitoring plans to the global platform that keeps track of the whole project's data set. On top of the structure, there are some core services that use the data stored in the global ICT platform to develop value-added services. The global ICT platform comprises different big data technologies to store and process huge amounts of data. This is data sets of hundreds of variables coming from the monitoring plan of the 3 lighthouse cities, each of them with hourly, daily, monthly, or yearly frequency, which means a huge time series of those variables to be stored within the platform. So Smartkia is the global ICT platform of Remourban and the ICT platform for Valladolid, and it's provided by Ceridian. From the main panel, it's possible to control the whole data set of variables which are created as a hierarchical tree of entities following the administrative structure of the demo cities. We can sort by frequency and control the update status of each variable, etc. Besides, raw data for each of the variables is stored and controlled with time series represented with tables and charts to make it easier visualization and understanding of the data. There are some supporting tools that help us to understand and analyze raw data in the platform, like, for example, chart comparison, with which we can compare same variable in different entities or time periods, or compare different variables. Also baseline, we can assess the behavior in front of a baseline, so analyze trend and prediction, etc. We can compose indicators that enable to define formulas for further analysis of single variables, establish thresholds or check deviations, define alerts, etc. So these tools let us gain more insight into data to anticipate certain events, early detection of failure in the monitoring devices, negative deviations from the baseline betokening some lack of efficiency in the interventions, but also models of efficiency when comparing two similar entities, buildings, for example, with different performance that enables us to apply improvements or corrective actions. So we can have some information in qualitative way, but the key when talking of smart cities is how to quantify city efficiency, smartness, and sustainability. We need to convert data into information. In Remourban, we achieve this target with Style core service. Style is the smartness and sustainability evaluation tool. So starting with millions of raw data stored in the global ICT platform on top of the architecture, the target is achieving 3 final indices. Style takes data stored in the global ICT platform and applies a set of math algorithms based on a tested evaluation framework protocol. First of all, some calculations are done on those variables to get indicators. Then indicators are grouped into categories and measurable objectives. Finally, from these objectives, 3 final indexes are obtained. The 3 indices are quantified from 1 to 10, so giving a clear idea of the city's status with respect to smartness, sustainability, and efficiency of the interventions undertaken in the cities. Style evaluations for any of the demo cities can be run at any moment with different operation modes that enable evaluation comparison, which let us know the city progress and interventions performance. Failure sources, you can see there as red lines, for early identification of corrective actions or improvements to be done. Simulations let us design desirable scenarios and take actions to reach them. Measurable objectives can be tried by other cities, knowing in advance the results they will achieve. And so decision makers in cities have objective data supporting their decisions. This way, we have seen the ICT infrastructure and the evaluation framework developed in Remourban to enable cities to become smart cities by converting data into information, making the most of the ambitious monitoring plan carried out in the 3 lighthouse cities to extract knowledge behind the raw data that in the end let us quantify the efficiency and the effectiveness of the different actions undertaken during the project, and giving the chance to improve them or even enable replicable models. So thanks. That's it from my side, Matthew.
Thank you, Maria Luisa.
Okay.
I would like to remind the audience to write down the questions that you might have in the everyone's chat box, because the question and answer session is now open. At this stage, I think there is no question, so I will start with one for our 2 presenters. So, do spillover effects take place in the cities where smart city platforms are used? For instance, can the generation of new information on mobility, energy, foster the creation of new businesses, startups, spin-offs? Similarly, can this newly available information enable already established businesses to offer new services? Murat, the floor is yours.
Okay. We both mentioned that we collect a lot of data, and using this data, obviously, new ideas can be implemented. The city can also offer this to third parties, so that the third parties can process this big data and maybe create new and innovative services to citizens. This could be new startups as well as established businesses as well. some businesses already providing maybe energy services can use data and improve better services as well. So it all depends on, I mean, how the data is used, and is there an access to the data by these companies as well.
Thank you, Murat. Maria Luisa, would you like to share your views?
Yes, sure. Well, I think the key for a startup or new business is to design innovative and value-added services to reach new target markets and succeed. In this sense, information derived from data can help them gain knowledge on those target markets, what they are demanding, how to reach them with positive impact, or even how to create new needs. In a second step, once your market, your target market is delimited, the use of this type of platform platforms, to get raw data processed with big data technologies, or even combining with artificial intelligence models, for example, open unlimited possibilities to new businesses in the development of new services.
Thank you, Maria Luisa. So now I saw a question from Soba Abbas Petersen. The question is, can another smart city project build on your platform? Is it available for other research organizations or universities?
Let me answer first and give it to maybe Maria Luisa. The platform, sure. First of all, I mentioned as well that it's a modular platform. It depends on the city's requirements and needs. If there are different requirements or needs or different integration points, those integration can be done for other cities, and new modules can be added to the to our smart city platform. For example, if some city wants to monitor water usage, or maybe other traffic, or some other energy usage, they all can be added as new modules to the system. And if they don't need some functionality, that can be also removed. So we are obviously always doing some R&D, and we are open to new development ideas from universities and other organizations as well.
Thank you, Murat. I think that now, Maria Luisa, if you want to say something.
Yes, so in our case, our platform, more or less the same. You should consider that at this moment, when developing Remourban project in the platform, we are gathering and storing and processing well, hundreds of variables with different nature. Variables monitoring or coming from IoT devices in the energy ambit, urban mobility with respect to the e-fleets that have been deployed in the city, charging points. So all these monitored variables are being gathered in the platform. Also other variables monitoring different actions in ICT, non-technical actions. So we can store and process variables or data of complete different nature. On the other hand, when it comes to communication from devices sending data to the platform, we are providing an API using standard technologies. It's a REST API service based on JSON technology, which is a standard. So third parties understood as platforms, devices, or any components from other companies or organizations can interact with the platform, communicating their data. We have also other solutions based on files exchange or things like this, but having this open API, it's quite easy to communicate and integrate with the platform. Smartkia is now giving service to several companies, mainly within the energy ambits. You know, within energy, there are a lot of different protocols for monitoring and control devices, and Smartkia is adapted to well, wide range of energy protocols, specific energy protocols, to gather this information. So somehow, with current product or well, making slight adjustments, it's completely feasible to embrace new cities, to become smart cities with our platform.
Thank you, Maria Luisa. I would have another question, since I haven't seen another one coming. What about the competitiveness of the district or cities? Would this platform have a major influence on it? Murat, if you want, the floor is yours.
Okay. Yes, I mean, right now, all the cities are trying to improve their services, and we are in a digital age, so we have to really collect data and process this data in order to understand what's going on. For example, whether it's pollution, whether it's traffic, whether it's health, or any kind of area that where citizens are affected. If the city can control data, I mean collect and see the trends, then they can improve, and therefore the well-being of the citizens can be much better in these cities, and they can attract new citizens, new businesses, for example, and they can foster the cities this way better than less or not so smart cities, let me say.
What about you, Maria Luisa?
Well, I think the platform for sure is the way. It's required to gather, store, and keep track of all the data sets being generated in a city. But the key for competitiveness, I think, lies in the services the city is able to offer to the citizens to improve their quality of life. Of course, in this scenario, the platform is the agent to provide the base data to those services will need. But in the end, the platform is the way, but the target is the design of disruptive services, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Maria Luisa. So, how could the interested learn more about the solutions you presented, Murat?
You have our contact information here, so you can contact me via email, and we would be glad to discuss any information that you want to know.
What about you, Maria Luisa?
Yeah, exactly the same. You can see there my email address, so any of you that want to discuss further about our solution or how it can be adjusted to your needs, of course, I'm here to discuss whatever you need.
Thank you very much. So, before closing this webinar, a last advice from my side. Save the date of Monday, the 28th of October at 3 p.m. CET, Central European Time, And join our last dissemination webinar, which will present and discuss the low temperature district heating model developed by Nottingham Trent University and demonstrated in the city of Nottingham. This series of dissemination webinars are conceived to open a communication channel where market actors have the chance to interact with the innovative organization active in the project Remourban. To conclude, we just want to thank the speakers and the organizer of this webinar for their engagement and excellent work, but also the audience for your interest and your attention. We hope to meet you again on October the 28th. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.